Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream, welcome back to GT3, and we're going to be trying something today. I want to see if I fixed the audio delay, because that is something that I was trying to look into, and the biggest question mark I have is the microphone. So, if I look here, if I press a button, okay wait, if I press a button, I'm just trying to see this so I can look at the sync. It looks like my camera is a little bit ahead. What I want to know is my voice synced to the camera. If it is, just let me know. So that way I know if I did something right or wrong. So instead of a 1 second camera delay that's ahead of the game, it should be matched up or at least really close. So let me know if that looks right. So it should be, the biggest part is syncing the microphone and the camera. So if it isn't, just let me know. Looks fine so far, then I think we'll go through with it. So awesome. Okay, it looks like my chat down there is out of sync. So let me just get that sorted. That height? I think that should be good. I don't know why it didn't reset. Alright, so my chat box should be good now. Next thing we have to start is the splitter. The stunt I did in my other stream is perfect. The Uber bug, yeah, from Trackmania. Trackmania is some wonky physics. So does GT3, but we don't have the cars to do that quite yet, but we will be exploring that later on in this playthrough. But like I said, it's a very long game. So, let's see. I saw some chat working down below, but now it doesn't seem to be there. But we'll see. Oh, here comes some stuff. Focus. Oh, that's so weird. The Streamlabs chat comes in before the YouTube chat. That's so weird. But I'll take it. What is my favorite Ferrari in real life? So, you can't really see, but I have this mural right here of my dream Ferrari. This 1995 Ferrari 355 Berlinetta. This is my dream car. This is the car I want to own in real life. It's gorgeous. So, there you go. Let me put this back without tipping everything over. But there you go. 355 Berlinetta. But yeah, I see the chat on Streamlabs faster than on YouTube itself. Favorite's the F40. Awesome. I'm actually gonna refresh my YouTube page before we get started into the gaming, so I can try and sync up chat. Open on the Gorilla if I want to. That's for sure. Alright, so here's the agenda for the game today. We only have a couple beginner events left. Just to show real quick, we have the MR Challenge, Stars and Stripes, and the Evolution Meeting. We'll do that first. Then we'll have to buy some cars, and we'll be back in poverty again. But then we'll play the first area of the arcade mode, and then we will get into some licenses. So, yes. Good luck saving because it's not expensive. It's only about somewhere between 70 to 100 grand, depending on like how good of a condition you want it and like the specs. So it's not too impossible, but it will be a long time before I can get it. Probably, I hope to get it in my mid-20s. That's kind of my goal. But we'll see how we get there. The market might change in that time. Alright, next important thing. Our splitter. Or more importantly, our time. So, let's see if I can just resume it right here at 2:31. $2:31.39? Yes, we can continue. Wow, that actually works. Okay, so timer's back on. So we can start our segment. Alright, welcome back to part 10 of the playthrough. It's been a while since we've played this, but according to the YouTube uploads, it will look like nothing changed at all. So, first up, we're going to get back into our Lancer Evolution 7, because we got to use it again, strategically. We won't be putting any upgrades on, because hopefully we won't be needing any, and we'll go straight back to the beginner league, and go toward the end of it to find the evolution meeting for all the Mitsubishi Lancer evolutions, including the 5 GSR and the rally car for some reason. But since beginner race, we probably could use just the lowest spec one, but I don't know, this could age really poorly. Let's find out. Let's enter the race. You'd love to get a Honda NSX from the 90s? Yeah, those are legendary cars, and that's similar to the F355. But JDM cars, hard to come by nowadays. They're really expensive for a stock one. Anyway, looks like we got pretty similar cars. There is a Evo 5 for all the memers in here, but let's get right into it. First race of the day. Hopefully audio is all good in terms of levels, and you can hear my voice okay. I lowered it just a little bit more last week, but it shouldn't be that big of an issue. Oh man, power. Big power. And no upgrades to the Lancer immediately. It's taking positions. Is that a yellow Evo 5? I think that's a yellow Evo 5. Wow, the game actually is complacent with the memes. We're gonna go 3 wide maybe? It's a yellow Evo 5, guys. Oh, I can't see. The Evo 6 is blocking, but that's an Evo 5. Meanwhile, out in front, looks like it's an Evo 7, I want to say. Somebody get 4 pink fits. That was probably Rhino GT4, because he's the original source for the pink fits meme. Okay, 5th gear was not the way to go. Is that another Evo 7 GSR, just like the one I have? Probably like the 2 fastest cars. I don't know, it actually looks like it's a gray rather than a white, so it might be the faster one. Anyway, we're going to choose the inside to outside transition. Similar Evo, but different color. It's probably the higher spec. Anyway, here we go. Just gotta hold for a lap now. Why did I remove you from moderatorship? Because you're not the real one. Nice bait and switch. He's sus, guys. I can't believe I'm using the word sus in June 2021. But you can just look at their channel. Man, this Evo is just not holding up. Like, there's some pressure. Hopefully there's no test course. Hey, I'm real. Yeah, that's something the real Fearon would definitely say. Saucy Baka. Guys, just check the channel. Just so you know. This is gonna show up in the YouTube archive, so it'll be forever immortalized. Because I did not remove Fearon from our monitoring list at all. But it is though, and I'm mistaking on the race. Just PMing me in Discord, just to double check. Send me a message on Discord just to double check. But I'm pretty sure that's not Fearon. Anyway, first race done, Laguna Seca. We held off the Evo. Let me just peek in my own chat on my phone. I didn't mean to I didn't mean to pin that message. Looks like I can't even click on somebody's channel. Interesting. You got me right here. But I don't believe. Okay, also. Evo 5, guys. Look at that. Evo 5. We're actually going to watch this replay for a bit. So I can get a good thumbnail. Because it's the Evo 5. Yeah, I pinned your comment. It was actually an accident. Like I said, if you're really Furum, send me a Discord message, because I have talked to the real Furum, so if this was a misunderstanding, then you'd know exactly what's wrong. But impersonating people is not cool, because that could be very damaging. Hey, you know what I can do? I could private message the real Furum right now on Discord. See, look at this. That is that's real Furum, and I just messaged him. So, putting you on the spot. Look at that yellow Evo, by the way. That should be plenty. He goes wide. Let's see if he makes a mistake. He spins it. Yeah, you used to be able to click on live chat's channel to confirm this, but you can't. So, they removed that feature. Anyway, that'll be forever immortalized, so hope you're okay with that. And look, he suddenly goes silent, so. Yeah. Watch, he's gonna come back with like an Afik or the Hotdog one exactly impersonating me. I don't know. It's kind of predictable because you could technically bully somebody with it, but when people use it to do a little bit of trolling, it never works out. Alright, I didn't pay attention to what the car was, but I'm assuming it's the 7 GSR that we have to look out for. Here's trial mount. No, someone was just trying to use Furum's name to try and become moderator and then like ban everybody. I've been streaming for 5+ years. I'm not that stupid. We are fighting it out with the Evo 5 here. The blue Evo 5. You saw your message? Okay, reply to it. Just reply to me yes then. That's all you have to do. Reply to me yes and I'll know it's you. That's all you have to do, man. Just reply to the message if you saw it. That's all you have to do. Pretty simple, right? Guys, you know how funny this is? This is going to be immortalized into the YouTube segment. So, years from now when people are watching this playthrough or whatnot, you know, all 20 people, because of how the views are going, they'll see Furum, the Asphalt YouTuber, being impersonated on stream. Like I said, all you have to do to prove you real is just respond to the message. You're gonna reply no. Yeah. You're making a great case. Hope you enjoy a little trolling. But you notice we're not banning you because we're making you kind of The real Furum is a moderator on this channel, yes. You know, it would be funny if the real Furum came here with the moderator emblem and just shut him down. And then I got a little message that would say, Furum Films has been banned by Furum Films. Yellow Evo was not here. It was in the last race. Different Evo. The Evo 5. There is a yellow Evo, but it's not the Evo 5. It's an Evo 7. Hey, Furum, how's your, what exam are you going for? What actuarial exam are you taking next? How's that going? Furum clips. That's a really good idea. Now guys, I don't know if Furum has a clip channel, but if I had to bet money, I would bet that's actually him. Or, is there two of them? Is there two imposters? There are two imposters among us. I'm driving terribly because I'm looking at this chat drama. This YouTube VOD is going to have spicy drama. Furum documentaries. Furum 2. Electric Boogaloo. He does have a clips channel. See, I wish I could click on his channel to verify it, but YouTube removed that feature because YouTube loves removing features for some reason. Anyway, back to the game, which nobody really cares about right now. Furum Films was... Guys. Hold up. So, by the way, Evo 6 was the blue one, not the other one. I thought. Oh well. We're gonna pause that for a second because you guys have to see this. Can I show my PC screen and all? Nope. Alright, we're gonna do this. Look at this, guys. I took this screenshot from chat. Sorry if you can't see the quality. Let me pop in camera. But message deleted by Furum Films. Furum Films was hidden by Furum Films, guys. This is legendary status, and I copped this screenshot. We're gonna save that. So, there we go. Let's put it back to the game. That was so awesome. Thanks, Furum. The imposter has knocked it out. So, that being said, how you doing, Furum? Welcome back. We're taking a little pause in the game because I gotta immortalize this on the Discord. That is legendary. We got him, guys. Alright, back to the game. Have I watched SpongeBob? Of course I have. That's why I have the gifts. The real one. That was so funny though. That makes this whole day worth it. Anyway, let's go back to race. Let's go back to racing. I just got yeeted. You're doing well. This made your morning so much better. Glad to hear that, man. That's the best thing to know. Know that you're desired when you have imposters that will try to exactly replicate it and then do a little trolling. I don't even play Asphalt anymore, but you know what? That just doubled my view count, so thanks, guys. Furum Films was ejected by Furum Films. Race 3, Midfield Raceway. Man, this is going to be a fun VOD. This is going to be a very fun VOD. Absolutely nothing's happening in the race, but everything is happening in chat. I love it. Fake Furum. He's shaking. He's on his way to creating a new account, though, I bet. So is Furum Clips the real Furum? I think it is. This would be a fun clip, though. If you're looking for a clip, this is a great time to do that. Because we had the fun. But yes. we're playing. You're playing GT3 as I'm playing GT3. Awesome. Yellow Evo here. Yellow Evo 5. Indeed. Cue the memes. It's all here. Cutting back down the inside of the Yellow Evo 5 for the memes. Newly made second channel. Awesome. Awesome. Clips and shorts are kind of the way to go nowadays. I didn't do a short video, but I did do a little clip of that Track Media thing because I noticed that. But I haven't like organized myself enough to do a clips channel. We're not at that point. But that's cool. Just to appease the Gran Turismo meme. You can see the inside of that car there. Oh man, that's a big slide. Big off. Big off. Oh man, we're getting punted. We were driving like garbage because of everything going on chat. I lost so many positions in one corner. Including the Yellow Evo 5. We have to make it 4 places. Half a lap. Oh man, understeer like crazy. Hold. I need power. Also need a big send on the inside if we're gonna win this. Or the other Evo to make a mistake. And then send it on the inside. That works. Works for me. Alright then, stuff that actually does happen in the race. Let's go. It's play Enthusia. I do have Enthusia Racing. I've played it only a couple times, but I do own it. Yellow Evo 5 finishes in 5th. Evo 6 actually did pretty well. The Tommy Mackin in Evo 6, surprisingly, he's not that much faster. But anyway, we have won the series. All first try. Get a nice 5,000 credits for all 3 races, so that's 15,000. Ooh, I like this replay angle. Well, you have the Yellow Evo 5 showcased. We'll have a little bit more. Yeah, you have to get a certain number of watch time to hit monetization, but the views should come in quickly. Because clip videos are really easy to make and they're really short, so people will watch a lot of them. Some people watch them multiple times, because I've certainly done that on people's channels. Look at that Evo go. That was a good shot. I don't know. I have a lot of choices for YouTube thumbnails. Let's go to prize car. What's it gonna be? Yellow Evo? It's not an Evo 5. It's an Evo 4, but so close. So close. So close. Hey, he's back. So close, guys. It's an Evo 4. Close enough. Hey, sorry I got hit by the fake Fearum. A lot of trolling. Hey, it happened again. Fearum Films was hidden by Fearum Films. Alright. That series is done. So, let's take a look at our meme price car. I don't have GT2000. Someone needs to send me a copy because I'm not paying $150 for a demo disc. But it's in Dandelion Yellow, which is the exact color of the Yellow Evo 5 from the memes. So I think that's a keeper. So I like that. Here's the Evo 7 that we used. Scotia White. And let's look at game progress. 6.8%, not very nice, but still bumping that win ratio up. And that will be the end of the segment. Let's save the game. I do have a pink Vitz. I got it in the FF challenge. I also have a brown Vitz. Or a dark orange or something. Alright, so let me double check to see if I have any MR cars, but I'm pretty sure I don't. These are all FF and 4-wheel drive. So yeah. License tests. We aren't going to do license tests till we finish the arcade area A and the last 2 beginner events. So let's start the next segment. Alright, part 11 of the playthrough, and we only have 2 beginner events left in the non-license category before we can start progressing further in the game. One's the MR challenge and one's Stars and Stripes, so that means we need to buy a new car for both of these. And as far as I know, there's no American MR car that will fit our needs besides maybe the Acura NSX, but that's 94 grand and I can't even afford that. So yeah, we have to buy a car. So I think the best choice is getting a cheap Camaro, Z28. And I'm gonna get it in red, because red Camaros are cool, even though it's the boat Camaro, one I don't particularly like. But here we go. We'll start with Stars and Stripes. And hopefully no upgrades are needed. It's a 4-race series though, and limited to all American cars. We could make some good money back. Acura CL could have been a good car, but I think the Camaro will work a little bit better. GT40 can't be bought. No, it has to be won. It's a very specific series. You're grinding with the Acura RS6. Being in poverty is cool. Anyway, there's a Corvette and a Viper in this race, so good thing I saved right before, because this might not work. Let's try this. Can the Camaro Z28 beat a Corvette Z06 and a Viper? And in real life, probably not. But in the game, let's find out. Yeah, he has 70 alternative accounts. I wonder if it is the same guy. Big wheel spin. It does have pickup over the other Camaro, but that's kind of expected. I don't have issue with the Gran Sport Corvette or the Mustang necessarily, but the Viper and Z06 I do. Oh man, the handling of these guys. Meanwhile, I'm making mistakes like crazy. It is a beginner league, so there is a rubber banding. This is flashbacks to a certain license test that we will eventually be suffering through. Alright, approaching the big two guys, the Corvette and the Viper. Z06, C5. I do want to have a real life C5. Those are cheap nowadays. I'm driving like a mess, but we're going to try and move around the outside. And we seem to have stuck it. Thank you, rubber banding. Hard to pick your braking points with this car. ZT1 in Monaco, I have a pretty good lap of that on my other memory card. Anyway, we are coming up to the Viper. I think the Camaro Z28 can beat this Viper in this series. But it's going to need a lot of grit and a send down the inside. Wow. But Nightbot, yeah, Nightbot would probably be a good idea because before we had enough people in the asphalt streams that would be moderators, but understandably there's less asphalt people on the GT streams, so Nightbot would be a good idea. I'll look into that for the next one. You know, this GT phase is kind of like a fresh start for this channel in a way, because we have to kind of have an all new general audience for the most part, and you know, we have to deal with less moderation, more chill chat, different pacing. So, this is like a fresh start, but I do like this. Sorry, you're late? No, but no worries. We're just at the beginning of the stream, honestly. Only been up for half an hour. Meanwhile, we are holding against the Viper pretty well. Thank you, Rubber Banding. Let's try to drive better this time. Thanks to the low horsepower of the Camaro, the Z28. It's not as wheel spinny as I would have expected for a muscle car. I am enjoying this stream so much, man. Like, guys, like, people always tell me, like, oh, I feel bad because you have much less viewers, but, yeah, you'd think I wasn't aware of that when I decided to leave Asphalt. Like, I knew that this would be, like, starting over with the new channel. And, yeah. People are going to unsubscribe because they subscribed for Asphalt back then. And even in, like, my announcement video from, like, over a month ago, almost 2 months ago, I said that, you know, the channel's content's going to be different, and if that's not for you, that's okay. Boo News here, welcome. Anyway, Camaro absolutely smokes this competition. I wonder if we could have gotten with the Acura CL, but I don't mind. It's Camaro Z28. No upgrades. That's all I need. Viper holds well on its own. Besides, with a lower viewer count, I can actually talk to you guys pretty fully. And this is pretty fun. Ooh, I like that shot. Like, look at that. That is a great shot. Great thumbnail shot. This game is beautiful camera angles for 2001. Like, for real. It's awesome. I love this game. Next race, Super Speedway. You have another boat, the RSO1. Well, the RSO1 was a boat in Asphalt 8. So, unsurprisingly, it's a boat in Asphalt 9. Alright, hopefully we won't need to tune the car. Hopefully we'll have enough power, even though it's Super Speedway. We'll see how this fares up, but I expect the Viper and the Corvette Z06 to once again be pretty fast. Smoky Mountain takes place in, I'm pretty sure, Colorado. In the Smoky Mountains. In the Rockies. Anyway, we are moving. I couldn't see if that was another... No, it's Mustang, Camaro, Grand Sport, Viper, and Z06, just like the last race. No Shelby Cobra, like I would have expected, but I think that might come later in the game. EA got hacked, what else is new? Isn't like the E3 next week, or like the E3 Games Fest or something similar happening pretty soon? Will I play GT4 in the future? Yes, but a long time. This is a long game. GT3 is a very long game, and GT4 is like 5 times the length of this game. Anyway, in one lap I've managed to catch the Viper. So Smoky Mountain North, you'd say, is in Germany. Interesting, because I would have thought it was always in like in the U.S. Rockies. I don't know. The same debate is on Trial Mountain, whether it's in America or if it's in the UK or somewhere else in Europe. Before it was believed that it was in the UK, but then like GT7 claims it's in America, I'm pretty sure. Drop a gear, see if that helps us at all. A little bit. Yeah. GT4 is a massive game. It's my favorite game of all time, but that is a grind and a half. So I wouldn't start an absolute mammoth project until we have well established this channel. Like the new generation. Is good being a member? Thanks, Karna, and I really appreciate the support. Like, so even like post Asphalt, I appreciate the support that you guys give. That's awesome. So, I always thank you guys all for that. Is game left hacked? I don't think so. I feel like I would have heard about it. And just in terms of the channel direction, I do eventually want to make storytelling videos, and I have a lot of stories about Asphalt 8 and those glory days that I will eventually start writing scripts for. The first topic I do want to do is kind of like about single tanking, but that requires a lot of research and a lot of verification and stuff like that, so I haven't got to that yet, but I do plan. That's a video in the works, so hopefully I'll get to that sometime in the summer. Anyway, race 2. Easy peasy. Corvette actually placed second. And, yep. Pretty straightforward. Let's pick up our prize money. We're gonna get like 2/3 of our investment back. Let's just get some thumbnail shots. I like the Viper shot. Dad's muscle cars at an 80s IROC Camaro. That's just a guess, but that was the hot car in the 80s, or the C4 Corvette. Just so you guys know, I saw Subin's question. Fearum just messaged me perfection as a response to that photo. Alright. Laguna Seca, Shelby Cobra is here. No Viper though, so that will be helpful. How am I? I'm doing good today. Doing pretty good. It's Chill Saturday. Summertime. I went to a huge car show last weekend, and I posted pictures. There's a community post if you want to see it, but highlight was Ferrari F40. I have never seen a Ferrari F40 in my life, and then I saw it in traffic driving to that show. And then I got to take multiple photos and get a picture in front of it. That's a huge Spinala by the Shelby Cobra in the first corner. Huge Spinala. Spinala. Massive mistake by Shelby Cobra. Where it always spins out, because GT3 AI is not the best of AI, but you have to forgive it for being 2001. Hey Justin, legendary track indeed. And yeah, I'm doing pretty good today. Pretty good. I got another car show that I'm going to tomorrow, but it's not as official as the one that was at the Drake last week, but it is. It does look promising, the prospects, but I will be there tomorrow morning to take more pictures and stand Aston Martin F1. And be excited to check that stuff out. And then I got the IndyCar Road America race. I bought the tickets for that. I'm going in it's in 2 weeks now. Or 1 week, I should say. I'll be going to Wisconsin for that, so that'll be pretty fun. My first ever real race. It wasn't F1, but IndyCar should be fun time. I'll be cheering for Grosjean. Anyway, this Corvette is pretty fast, unsurprisingly, because the Camaro is kind of boaty. Just like how it looks like a boat. Kind of handles like a boat. We knock a cone just to try and catch up. Oh, big mistake by the Grand Sport, and I see this Shelby Cobra go off. That was a big off by the Cobra. Everyone's binning it today. All part of the great Chevrolet master plan. Indeed. Oh, we tip another cone. I mean, Chevy is running 1, 2, 3. The Mustang is putting an inside move on the Corvette Grand Sport. Ooh, that's a good exit. Let's send it into the corner. Full throttle, no lift. Just to hold it against the Z06. We're gaining. Thought about a move on the inside. Not going to connect this time, but we are close. This close. Send it on the inside. I forget what this name of the corner is, but we have the corkscrew coming up and we have the lead. Shelby Cobra is back in the fight for 5th place. We broke really early for that one because we don't want to bend this corner. and hold tight against the Corvette. Corvette goes off. I'm looking for the Cobra. Looks like he went off too. I almost lost it right there, not paying attention to the left-hander. But yes. We won the race. Cobra, 7 seconds down. Catch up on chat here. Watch the mini-map, yeah. Nico Hulkenberg building Autodrome for a future Grand Prix. That'd be cool. Nico Hulkenberg, always cool to see doing stuff. Maybe there'll be a Sub-Battle Raceway one day. But speaking of which, Seb on the podium. That recently happened. That was awesome. I was actually screaming at my TV. And Hamilton locked up his brakes, man. I was watching with my dad, and like we both shouted. Pretty sure I woke up my whole neighborhood. But yeah, that race was awesome. Anyway, last race is on Seattle 2. This is a 4-race beginner series, single race, which I don't think these come up very often in this game. But Cobra's back, and so is the Z06, and so is the Viper. All the big boys. No Camaros in this race. So let's get right to it. Yes, it was fun talking to you, yeah. I always enjoy talking to people in the Discords. You should join the server, though. You know what, in fact, I think I'll drop the Discord server link for anyone who hasn't joined when I finish the race. Anyway, we're in the lower tier of the cars right now. We gotta quickly clear them so we can get working on the other guys. Especially that Cobra, who's pretty far out already. Three seconds back. I'm behind. Big bonk for the Mustang. That gives me a free position. And now we can fight the big tier of cars. Well, I'm ready for the France GP. So the French Grand Prix takes place on the same day as my IndyCar race. And pretty sure I'd care more about the IndyCar race than France. Because it'd have like no overtakes. Big send, and looks like the Viper put it in the wall there. That's only going to help us catch up. Little lift right there. And send it. Ooh, big tap from the Viper. He's going to keep at the inside line, so that I'm going to lose time to the Cobra. Chaser's rare. We pass the Viper and go downhill. Yeah, then that F1 race, IndyCar will be much better because it's on a road circuit. Which, IndyCars that can go 230 miles an hour on a road circuit, that'd be fun. I know they won't probably hit 230. Oh, big off for the Cobra. And we once again racing the Z06 on the last lap. So the Cobra passes. Both bonk the wall. And I get caught up in this. Let's try to put a move around the outside. Doesn't really work. This is peak GT right here. Send it on the inside. A little dirty of a move, but we have to work on the Cobra. And I bonk the wall to kind of pay for my move that I messed up. Ooh. I'm trying to read the chat. I'm bonking the wall myself. Viram is lurking. We're all chilling here on a Saturday. Alright, so problem. I am behind on the Cobra. We might need to try this again. But, we'll see. Anything can happen. Including cars going deep on the corner. We just have to drive clean and just not bonk the wall. I said not bonk the wall. Shelby Cobra bonks the wall and is going to be tussling with the Corvette. This could be big for us. we're gonna send it on the inside. Corvette. And now we only have the Cobra, which realistically we have to hope he bends none in the last corner, but he might. Big corner there. We're gonna actually send it on the inside. Big corner. And he puts it into the wall. So he'll have a lot of horsepower to catch up, but I don't think he'll catch us in time. So Camaro on the first try. Holds through. Stock Camaro Z28 was able to win it all. So that's pretty cool. Not too bad of an investment. The Viper actually fell down to 5th place. But that's funny. Truck is 700,000 plus. Wow. Anyway, we get our prize money. I forgot to turn back on the alert sounds, but they're back on now. Get the thumbnail shot. That's a good shot of the Cobra. I like that. Alright, prize car time. What's it gonna be? Event winner. It's long. It's another red Camaro. Is it a Z28? If it's a Z28, I'm actually gonna be mad. Because I'm driving a red Z28. Literally a duplicate. Let's see. Oh, it's Camaro SS. But I believe it's in the same color. Bright Rally Red. 326 horsepower. Oh, this is just bright red. The Rally Red makes a difference. But yeah, Camaro's got a brother now. 2 red Camaros. That's another series win. And our progress is now 7.6%. Pretty good on progress. That's the end of this segment. Let's save our game. And I'll get that Discord link for those who aren't in server directly. Let's get that going. So anyone who's in chat, this is the reward that I'll give you for being in the server. Have fun, guys. Anyway, we saved the game, so if you're not in the Hot Dog 1 Discord server, feel free to join it, because we just chat about stuff. We have a bunch of comment channels about cars and off-topic and asphalt and everything in between. Alright, so our next segment, and our last one of Beginner League, no license, is the MR Challenge, so we need to buy a car. But let me properly start this segment. Let's start the segment. Alright, part 12 of our playthrough. And as mentioned in the last segment, we need to buy a car. Again. And this time, I don't know what to buy, because this is probably going to be a waste of money unless I dump a lot of money into something. Something I was thinking of was the Toyota MR2. The MRS is cheaper, and in terms of money, we might need to do that. But I wasn't sure what's a good MR car to get that's cheap. That could also win. So like just comparing the MRS edition. This is 138 horsepower, which is kind of low. The MR2 G Limited has 197, which is much better. And the GTS has 241. The GTS is probably not the best to use, but every other MR car is kind of expensive. So, yeah. I think Toyota MR2 G Limited is the way to go, and Super Red 2. We saved the game, so if this is a bad decision, then we can revert. So let's go right into the MR Challenge, Beginner League, our last race of no license. And then we can do a little bit of arcade, and we can grind the license finally. So, 3 races is all that separates us. The Lotus Elise is an option, but I'll check the price on that. I think it's a bit pricey though. But yeah, look at all these MR2s. There are 4 MR2s in this race. Faker make 70 alternative accounts. It's literally like that Snapcube parody. Alright, well this car should have no power, no problem getting to the front, especially if there's 3 more MR2G limiteds. Does the MR2 snap oversteer in this game? About to find out. Apparently, it's pretty fast. Like, really fast. This is stock. I think the MRS could have won this. So this might be a wash again, this series. He has unlimited accounts. I mean, technically you could just create Google accounts over and over again, just use the same profile picture and name. Again, for the 3rd time today, Fear and Films was hidden by Fear and Films. Opel Speedster finally decides to show up. I will say this car handles quite nicely compared to driving the Camaro. Big drift, but we hold it. Chat Drama is back. He's done like speed run on creating accounts. Here's the yeet chicane. Let's just yeet it for fun. Actually, I couldn't that time. Actually, upshifted a bit too early there. The MR2 is pretty much dominating. I'm just making mistakes as a driver. We are flying, that's for sure. These MR cars are quick. It's impossible to be a car guy in India. That's a shame. I mean, at least we have the internet for car culture. And isn't F1 getting a lot bigger in India now? So they have something to watch. Although F1's kind of exploding all over the world. The token, the blue chip, the infamous blue chip that's caused so much pain and suffering in one game. That's simple, man. Big corner cut. It's not really that big of a deal though, because this car would have won anyway. Big 2-second win over the Speedster, the Opel Speedster. And yeah, MRS not do too well, so that's why we skipped it. We get a small 2,000 credits, but we kind of blew money on this car, so let's get that thumbnail shot since it's not a bad shot. All the MR2s. I'm gonna quickly peek at the price of the Lotus Elise to see if we would have saved anything or if that was just gonna be a bad investment from the get-go. But we'll just check. 58,000 for the Elise 190, which has 190 horsepower. And the Griffith is 62,000. Yeah, these European cars are a bit pricey. Not even gonna look at Astons. The real poverty moments are gonna be when you need to buy a Mercedes and an Audi TT and an Altezza, all in like large sweeps, and a Beetle, and tune that thing. Yeah. So the MR2 was probably the right move for this. Okay. Looks like Deep Forest. I didn't even look at the track, but I can tell it's Deep Forest 2. And it is Deep Forest 2. Yeah, all the European sports cars are expensive, unsurprisingly. I didn't even look at the opponents either, but we got an MRS, more MR2s, and looks like another Speedster. So that seems to be the pattern. But we didn't even tune this car, not even an oil change, and we can be into lead into turn 1. The Mazda Furai, yeah, it is no longer with us. That happened years ago, but it's still a bummer. Or the Jaguar XJ13, which never got to race, and the one car they made crashed in the 60s. Well, I think they rebuilt it, but they could never enter it in anything. Battlefield got announced yesterday, right? Or 2 days ago? I forget. I saw they had a 2-day countdown that was to reveal a 1-hour countdown to reveal the trailer, and I thought that was incredibly stupid. That's the only thing I remember. I didn't actually watch the trailer, but I don't know. I haven't really played many FPS games besides Team Fortress 2, if you count that. And that's an old game. I haven't played a modern FPS in a long, long time. I think the last time I bought an FPS was Black Ops 4 a few years ago, and I didn't really care for that one. Every stream you eat ice cream. Man, you'd like my friend who just eats so much ice cream. But I also love ice cream, so I appreciate it. Boost dispenser here. Heavy go Putus. I'm actually a heavy main in TF2. I played TF2 briefly when I was like 14 with some of my middle and high school friends, but I never really got good at it. And then my college roommate, just for nostalgia, decided to fire it up, and I fired it up with him. And you know, now that I was older at that point, I understood how to properly like play team games and strategize and stuff like that, and you know, do a little pub stomping on Valve servers that were, you know, riddled with bots long after the game is past its peak. The game is still fun if you find the right servers. Whoa, that's a big ram. I didn't even pay attention to what was happening there, but the MR2 just swamped in. I guess I was going slow around the corner. Okay, so it wasn't too low of a gear. It was just the rubber banding decided to kick in. Wow. I noticed everybody. I see you. Subin. Alright, well hopefully we won't get rammed across the finish line. That's so awkward though. Alright, race 2. Easy peasy. Besides that little ram moment. MR2's, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 finish. I think Scuderia Ferrari did that in F1 in like the 60s once. A 1, 2, 3, 4 finish. That's cool though. Alright. Ooh, nice little thumbnail shot. I like that. with nuts. Chocolate with nuts. That's a legendary SpongeBob episode. Anyway, Apricot Hill. Our last race of the series. And our last race of the no license events. Then we could do a little bit of arcade, and then we can grind for a B license. Which, who knows how long that'll take. But that's the objective today, is to get our B license. There are 2 Opal Speedsters. I wonder how this will go. The 2020 Merc. Too fast. We're gonna redline this thing and just go fast. This thing off the line is a rocket. But these are all the same MR2, and this is stock, so this is the rubber banding, not raw power. It's hard to pick an MR car that is competitive, but Beginner League is full of rubber banding, so it's hard to gauge these things. We have to try and stay out of poverty, because I want to avoid money grinding in this game as much as I can. And money grinding is annoying in this game, because it involves memory card manipulation, repeating championships, and selling a specific car. Say Ferrari sucks. I mean, they sucked last year. This year they're doing better. They're not up to their 2017-2018 speed, but they certainly have a chance to get third in this year. And they have 2 pole positions, so they're certainly not terrible anymore. It's so surprising to see how fast they turn around. I expect them to kind of like be back to their race winning form next year. Especially since we have the regulations shake-up. So, we have expectations. I'm messing with my controller because everything else kind of uneventful. This series. The Beginner League series are a little weird. I know in Professional League there'll be a lot of hot lapping basically because the races are long and there's no rubber banding, so you just have to be the fastest car out there or win on strategy. But yes, strategies in this game. We shifted down way too early. The gears are so... I don't know. I'm not used to the gearing in this car. Yandere Dev. Man, that's still relevant? I thought that joke was back in 2020, 2019. 330p4. Beautiful car. Gran Turismo 5 made us all love it. Got 2 seconds to the gray or silver Opel Speedster. Extreme E. McLaren is joining Extreme E, right? Brown GT4 had a scandal with the Yandere Dev emo. I didn't hear about this, and I subscribed to him and I watched his Twitch streams, but what happened with that? I know he had beef with BK4, but I didn't hear about the Yandere Dev stuff. Just one of the emotes. What would I say if someone said Ferrari sucks? Depends what year it was. If it was late 2019 and 2020, I'd say right on. I'm not a stan. I'm a passionate fanboy, but I'm not a stan. I will stan Seb. That's separate, but that's not Ferrari anymore. Anyway, another race, another series completed. This was a wash, but unless I'm trying to squeak it out with an MRS, then not necessarily worth my time. Anyway, get our thumbnail shot. That's a nice view. That's nice. Alright. Prize car time. Probably going to be an MR car, right? What's it going to be? It's convertible. It's an MRS. So, it's a blue MRS, which I like the color. I like the car too, but I like the MR2 better. But, that's why I didn't buy an MRS. just so you guys know. Thunder, THR, and all these people. Desirate is here, welcome. Here's our MRS that we just won in Blue Mica. 138 horsepower, a little slow. And here's the red MR2 we used to win the series pretty easily. Anyway, that is 8.2% completion. And that'll be the end of the segment. Next time we'll be clearing an area in arcade mode, and then we'll get a license. So there you go. Alright, let's save the game, and then I gotta take a quick bathroom break, so I'll put the little screen on, and you guys can just vibe for a bit. I'll be right back in a minute. We're back. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that vibing again. Afik is here apparently. Convertible MRS. Hoggers. What's my favorite JDM car? Probably the FD RX-7 or the Super RZ. I'd say the FD RX-7 right now. Is Afik back to playing Asphalt or is he in chat? I don't know, but we're back. Alright, so just to confirm that we have indeed completed every no license cup. This requires B license, gold, 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 and then everything else requires a license from here on out. So before we get to that, we'll go to arcade mode, take a quick stop, because how arcade mode works in this game is the single race arcade mode counts for progression. And if I go to clear status, doesn't mean delete your game save, but you can kind of see that there are 34 courses that you need to drive, and you get a circle for completing on easy, normal, or hard. If you complete it on hard though, you get all 3 circles. So we don't have to do 3 races. We only have to do hard mode to get every race, and hard mode is just 5 laps with the fastest AI possible. There's actually a professional mode that's an Easter egg, but it doesn't count for anything, so single race, hard. You only have access to 6 tracks, we'll be playing all 6. This will be kind of like a mini championship in of itself, just to win everything. And yeah, it's basically 5 tracks with 1 variation. First one is going to be Super Speedway. There are 4 classes of cars that you can use, technically 5, but only 4 accessible right now. Class C has the slowest cars, and some of these are like the Altezza and the SLK and the MRS that we just won actually. Some slowish cars like around 1 to 200 horsepower, even the Vitz is here. Not pink though. And then some of these K cars and whatnot. So there's that. B class cars are a little bit faster. Some JDM cars, We're not even JDM cars, just like some that are just under it, so around 200 horsepower. Like Sylvia, Tegra Type R, Celica. I wouldn't call these exact JDM cars that everyone loves, but the Civic, the FTO, the Speedster. And then A-Class is your JDM cars and sports cars, so we get the NSX, RX-7, Skyline R32, Skyline R34, Evo 7, the RUF, which is Roof, the Porsche tuner car, Super RZ, WRX, Camaro SS, Corvette Z06. We have the S-Class, which is all the race cars, and for now it's just JTTC and endurance cars, I want to say, like GT class cars. So you have all these JGTC cars like Supra, NSX, Skylines, different team liveries, and then you have the GT cars like the Viper, C5R, and then you have touring car, the Astra, and then the GT300 cars with like this Autobacks MRS, the S2000 race car. So a good mix of stuff. And I think we're gonna skip Class C altogether because these cars are just way too slow. And I think we'll mostly be driving A and S class cars. So for Class B, let's get this over with and drive Let's drive the Speedster. I feel like this is a car I'm not gonna really touch in the playthrough. Let's drive an orange Speedster. You can choose racing or drift tires, by the way, but drift tires are worse than racing tires. Anyway, as mentioned before, we're on hard mode, so the only real thing is it's 5 laps long, and since it's super speedway, that's why I picked a slower car for this, because this will be a shortish race. So we'll skip Class C cars because they're kind of slow. We drove a lot of those in beginner league. Everyone likes the fast stuff. Arcade mode doesn't have any pre-race setup. I just turned off aids completely. And we can just enjoy the sights and sounds of the B-class cars. You can also use your own garage cars. But the game opponents might be a little inconsistent. Then again, with the Speedster. Hey, remember on the test course with the Spider and Roadster, where this car was slow with top speed? What happened here? Asphalt 9, streaming music, yeah. Yep. I wonder why I used it. It's maybe because GT3 is one of my favorite games of all time. And the music... Gran Turismo, I say, has some of the best music of any video game series. But yeah. I might be biased, but I really do think the music is awesome. You'll recognize some of these brands, by the way. The Arai helmets, that was Sub's racing helmet when he was at Ferrari. Chrysler. Pennzoil, I think that was. I can't really tell. Toyota, Shell, Firestone, Michelin. And this is a serious game, even for a fantasy track, to load up all these sponsors. You see on the left the Elf, and I can't tell what the other logo was. I think that might have been Renault. But yeah, the Speedster not going 140 miles an hour this time. Mopar. That's what my Dodge uses. My Dart uses Mopar parts. This is good driving in circles. And look at this crowd that is absolutely packed to watch an Opel Speedster drive around in a circle. I always loved that, is that this stadium is absolutely packed to watch a couple of box cars go around at 100 miles an hour. And I mean packed, sold out. Look at this crowd that goes all the way into turn 1. Absolutely cleared crowd. Haha, Jonathan, I am driving the Opel Speedster. Anyone see the new Alpha Max Nova 1 video? Can't believe I'm actually putting it. The videos are still funny. They're still so funny. I applaud him and Lightland for being able to make new jokes and write new content. instead of reusing the same Spinalla joke over and over again for 2 years. Spinalla wasn't mentioned once in the new one. Anyway, final lap. Music was cute. I'd say it's more nostalgic for me. Yeah, this thing can't even break 5th gear though. The Mark Webber screen, yeah. A legendary clip. That race is a classic. I'd say that was maybe the best Baku race. I don't know, 2017 was also really, really, really fun. I don't know which was better, 2017 or 2021 for Baku, but I definitely think that is one of the best races of 2021, and that will be up there. It'll be hard to top that. Anyway, first arcade race, done. Pretty easy. Civic finishes last, the 246 finishes second, but really nothing was a match. I pretty much dominated that whole race. And all you get is a little trophy. Yay. So, I loved 2017 watching Ferrari fight for the title. That was a good time, but also had a sad ending. Only a couple races went differently. So anyway, wait, just to double check. If you go to clear status, Super Speedway, all 3 circles filled. So we don't have to play 3 times, we only have to play once. And just keep it on hard and keep going down. Midfield Raceway, you'll recognize most of these tracks except the 2 in the middle. We'll move up to A class and we'll drive a faster car. So we'll kind of cycle through everything. We'll drive everything here, probably at some point. So, you know what, why not just drive the NSX, Type S0. I won't do it in red. Let's drive it in blue. I love me a blue NSX. Get stick bugged. The wheel spin. But yeah, we also like driving fastest cars, so like sports cars, and then the race cars also will be pretty fun. But some of these 5-lap races will get pretty long on some tracks. The complex string specifically. I don't know if that's time trial if there's a race for it, but that would be annoying to race 5 laps on, considering it's a 5-minute track. It's like doing Nordschleife. And this time the pack actually can race pretty hard compared to the last race. But an RUF is fighting with us rather than all these JDM cars, and a Mustang. It's an interesting mix of cars. I'm gonna send it down the inside, and that's not really gonna work. Instead of Jaguar XKR, we're fighting. In sharp blue. I believe it is. Vettel probably would have stayed at Ferrari if he got a title. I do agree with that. But I don't know. I feel like he was doomed as soon as Benotto fired Kimi. As soon as Kimi got fired, that was the first sign that Seb was going. And Arriva Bene, but mostly Kimi. Because that duo worked for Seb. And it almost won them the Constructors' title in 2018. Kimi did what he needed to do to beat Bottas. Just barely. So, if Seb would have beat Hamilton, they would have been Constructors' champions. So, I think that combination could have worked. Charles is an excellent driver, and he will, I think, get them to a constructor's title, if not extremely close to one. But Charles needs to be the alpha of the team. And so far, he currently is, I'd say. He doesn't have a podium yet for this year, but he is out qualifying Carlos. And Sainz is really good too, so I think Sainz will be great. They have a great combination of drivers. But is Charles up for a title challenge? I think he is. Remember that I was going back to the asphalt prank? Yes. Of course I remember. I made all these videos. We got a great tussle with the roof. I think this is supposed to be like a Porsche Boxster tuned. We missed the gear there, but oh well. Zandvoort, yeah. We're going to Zandvoort this year. I keep forgetting that there's a Dutch Grand Prix and the Saudi Grand Prix, both this year. I don't really talk about that. There's new tracks coming this year. And then a Miami Grand Prix coming next year. (2023) I'd say, yeah, 2023 is probably going to be Charles' first title chance. But Ferrari has to nail the 2022 regulation. You know, I'd say even if they get it right, 2021 could be possible. Or 2022, I say. Sorry, not 21. 2022 could be possible for a title challenge if Ferrari nail it like Mercedes in 2014. But if I had to guess, I'm pretty sure Red Bull are going to be really strong next year. Wish she could meet you and buy potato chips and a burger and a hot dog. Appreciate the offer, but I'm fine on my own. (2050) and Kimi Räikkönen will still be the last Ferrari champion. Bernardo will still be, he'll be like 100 years old and be like, guys, we just need to fire this driver for like the 50th time. Trust me, this one will work. I am surprised Ferrari didn't fire Bernardo in 2020 though. Because in my opinion they should have. But you can't throw everybody out the window. But Bernardo messed that team up in 2019 and they paid for it in 2020. And he has to do a lot to convince the Tifosi that they're a serious threat for the title. This will be another year without a title for Ferrari. People expected them to win the championship in 2019 after 2018, and well, that didn't happen. The best F1 GOAT of all time. Vergunneten? Up and coming young driver, Mahavir Vergunneten. You think the Baku 2018 was Seb's reason he lost the title? I disagree. I would say the two obvious candidates are Germany and Italy that year, because two major mistakes happened that race, with him crashing out of the lead and the spin on lap 1 of Italy. But I would say those are setbacks, but not nails in the coffin. I would say the nail in the coffin was actually that year's Singapore Grand Prix, because Ferrari were expected to be the fastest, competing with Red Bull for that race, and Hamilton qualified pole with like one of the best laps of his life, and then dominated the race, and Ferrari put upgrades in the car, and that failed. So Seb could only manage third in that race, and Seb would not take another pole position that year, or win another race that year. And that was the nail in the coffin, because Mercedes then had a foundation to build up a huge lead over the next few races. And that's when Seb started to get desperate for points. So that's when he would try, to get the lead quickly in Japan and USA. when he was in must-win situations. So that's just my thoughts of it. Was that so I've made big mistakes in Germany and Italy and Japan and USA, but there still could have been a chance. But multiple things were the reason for I did not win that year. That was hard. That was pain that year. Anyway, we completely blitzed their midfield, and here's our first rally race, Smoky Mountain. As you can see, we can only use garage cars, which pretty sure we can use none of them because none of these cars have dirt tires. So we have to use a rally car. And we get to drive a rally car like a WRC car. So we got the Subis, the Lancers, the Tommy Mäkinen Lancer, Corolla, driven by, I think Carlos Sainz drove this car. It's not his exact car, but he drove one of them. Citroen, I don't know how to pronounce it properly. Peugeot, Ford Focus, Ford Escort. My favorite car, rally car of all time, is the 01 Impreza. This is just a prototype in this game. But I think for starters, we're going to drive the 22B. Because the 22B is also an amazing car. Legendary. I love the 22B as well. And look at that, we're driving against the prototype. 2 Subis. It's not a 22B, it's close enough. Isn't the 22B based off of this car? Anyway, these cars are actually fast. That is a huge send from the prototype. The vape cars. Yes. Go to a Cars and Coffee and you will find a bunch of 01 Subarus with a bunch of vape kids. And the fun part is the hard mode races only need 4 laps, so a little bit shorter. What is my favorite lucky moment? Lucky moment for me, or lucky moment for like an F1, or explain further. What do you mean by lucky moment? For myself, in a game, in real life, because I have different answers for different moments. But yeah, my favorite JDM car I already answered, but it's probably the FD RX-7 Super RZ, and also the Honda NSX. But who doesn't like the NSX? I'd say the FD RX-7. Yeah, 98 Imprezas are hard to find in good condition and reasonably priced. So, let's say, the WRC version had the 2.0 liter engine, 2 liter engine, and the 22B, limited production model. I know the 22B was limited to like only like 500 cars, I think, a small number. .2 liter engine, hence 22B. Isn't that what it's really called, the 22B? Also, I know you guys can't see this, but my DualShock 2 controller is absolutely shaking right now because of the vibration. This sells the DualShock controller, for sure. Ricer nice. This car is nice. So this is not a 22B. This is just a 98 Subaru Impreza rally car. Jimmy Broadbent has a 98 Impreza. I don't think it's the 22B though. I think it's just a version 5 or 6 Impreza. How did I come up with the name Hot Dog One? So, I first created the name Hot Dog when I was trying to join PlayStation Network 10 years ago, in 2011. And at the time, I was only 10 years old at the time, and I'm watching early nostalgic YouTube, and I was watching a Smosh video, specifically the Superpowers Smosh video. And there's one little skit where they have a dog that is like the skit was like, what if you could read dogs' minds? And the dog was like yelling at one of the guys saying, "Hey, give me a hot dog. Give me a hot dog. Give me a hot dog." And I really liked that clip. And I thought the dog sounded like hot dog, like if you tried to like pronunciate it. So I thought, stupid 10-year-old me thought, that's going to be my online name. So on PlayStation Network, I just put in hot_dog, and it was taken. So reasonably, I went for the next option, which is Hot Dog 1, and that was accepted. So that is my PlayStation username, is hot_dog1, and it's been that way, and I don't think I'll ever change it. As for YouTube, I created the channel in 2013, so a couple years after I'd already been on PlayStation Network, and I already had my own like screen name on my old channel, Blocks Bros, but when I tried to create the YouTube channel with the same name, Hot Dog 1, that was taken actually. So tried to think of something that was maybe a little clever that could like be a brand, and maybe I was watching Slap Train or somebody, but I think his channel name used to be the Slap Train 1 or something like that, and I thought that was a pretty neat play, so I kind of stole that and thought I could be known as the Hot Dog 1, as kind of a smirky 13-year-old me would do. And yeah, that's how this channel has its name. And I will admit, it's a little cringy, just a little bit, especially when I tell people in real life my channel name, but I take pride in it. If I ever had to rebrand, I would be Lucas THD1, which I thought about doing that when I quit Asphalt, but I figured not quite yet. Not quite ready for it. But I've had the same profile picture since 2013. And it's literally just a Ferrari 458 Italia with a hot dog photoshopped over it and the text just angled to the side of the car. Pretty cringy. But it's nostalgic. By the way, we won this race pretty easily. It's a pretty pogger name indeed. Nice thumbnail. FlamingDogOfFire. Isn't that a bit redundant? we all cringy kids. Thanks, Boom. Alright. We have another rally race on Swiss Alps. And this one, I think I'm going to drive... I'd say reasonably, let's drive the old Lancer, but... I can't change to this. I want to drive the Focus. But it's in the Swiss Alps. Like, reasonably, that makes me think, go European. So you know what? Let's use a French car. Because why not? Let's use a Citroen. The widest car in GT3. Oh, I have no idea. There's no trucks in this game. Maybe the Ford Falcon V8 supercar. We're driving against another Citroen to be evenly matched. Car was driven by Philip Bulgoski, who won the 1999 Rally Catalunya and the Tour de Corse. Pretty cool. Gran Turismo cars, for the most part, all have a cool background. So the fun part about Swiss Alps is you have this bridge transition, just for a little bit to get a little bit of breathing room, and then a tricky left-hander, which I just messed up. I'm just trying to see how it looks on the YouTube screen because I know this track can get kind of dark in some spots. That's a big puff of smoke that's blocking our view. Galski left us. I am crashing everywhere. I should learn to actually drive. Rally in this game is a little tricky at times. Fell from a tree, that's rough. When am I gonna do a face reveal? Give it a year from now. We have to do everything we can to catch up the other Citroen. He's holding up pretty well. This car does drive differently from the Subaru. I understood the joke. Among Us BTS Chicken Nugget. I saw that sold for $100,000, but I wonder if it was a scam or if someone actually owns it. Also, this car is NA, not turbo, interestingly. Suno 22. A little bit better of a lap. Yeah, spending that much for a chicken nugget that's made of silicone and rubber. Some people, man. Getting the hang of driving this thing, but it's still a little tricky. The brakes work a little too well on this car. Every time I expect I need to brake, you don't really need to, because I think it's front wheel drive, right? So this might actually not work out. We have to drive like really well because this guy's maintaining a gap on us. That lap wasn't as good. We're only a second down, so maybe we can make something happen on the last lap. Your films is streaming soon. Isn't he streaming at like 12:30? Alright, right up, we're gonna send it. We have sent the letter. Is he about to stream like right now? We still gotta do B license after we finish arcade. Anyway, we delivered when we needed to. The 124 lap and a win. So Michael Massey, yeah, he had a really terrible race, like as a race director. So Virtual's live. Anyway, we win with Citroen. We get a thick trophy. Not a really good replay shot, but let's just keep going. That was a 6-minute race. The Rimac, yes, make it production. I forgot the name of the car, but I saw the C2 as a finally a real car now. So, let's go back in. 2 tracks, Trial Mountain. We already drove an A-Class car, so let's drive. You know, let's drive another A-Class car, because it's a road car circuit. Let's drive... I want to say Japanese sports car, but we just did that, but... Let's drive the Skyline. Do it in dark blue. Sort of like Jimmy Broadbent. The Ryback Navara. Yes, I did hear about that. Finally, a car that has pickup. It looks like it's pretty much all Japanese sports cars except for that roof. So we have ourselves a race. Is that an Evo? It's not an Evo 5, it's an Evo 4 or 6. I was gonna say, is that a... Well, I think it is. It's not. But we're driving a Skyline. R32. GTR. I knew that was going to happen, so that's why I shifted gears just before. This is a long race, so we don't have to worry too much about pace right now. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Yes, kiddo. Well, thanks for tuning in. I think this is pretty fun, though. I loved the chat drama at the start. So much still happens in a GT stream. But yeah, we're going to be grinding the license tests at the end of arcade mode, which will be the really cool stuff. Everyone's watching Furum stream. Have fun. If you have 2 screens, watch 2 streams as a tip. Yeet chicane. Big yeet. Okay, maybe we should step it up. Thanks, Audie. Give me that pace. So question, are we going to be able to catch the other group? Because I thought there was rubber banding in arcade mode, but I wonder if that's the case, because we're a bit far back from the group. Watching 2 streams at once is based, indeed. Yeah, my mech story is pretty cool. We are slowly catching back up to the group, though. See, that's why I said, you gotta give it some time. Good corner. We're now down under 3 seconds. Alright, this time we won't yeet it through the chicane, but give it a little touch. Try to work on getting the lead back. We now have about 2.2 seconds. Big progress on the RX-7 here. Car goes deep on the brakes, that's for sure. commit to the corners. We're now in this group fighting for the lead. Cut back on the inside. Try to get a good run up. Pick up our slipstream. Put it down the inside. Doesn't really work this lap, but it might in the later. So, let's see. We're going to do a cut back. Ooh, we have to choose the outside line. So we'll drop back again. This time I'll put it down the inside. Now the roof leads. Looks like the RX-7 is slightly faster in a straight line. But can we power through? Important pass right there. Alright, let's pick off the NSX. Oh, I was hoping to stay and get the momentum I need. But we picked him off. Our brakes are not very good on this car. These mid-engine cars can definitely corner better. Come on, outdrag him. This is pretty good to fight though, that's for sure. What's up, Bitman? Cut right in front. And let's put our sights on the roof. .9 seconds. That's a lot to make in one lap, but can be done. Alright. Let's get flying. Not literally. Am I streaming on Sunday? Probably not, but I'll see what I'm doing. I do want to catch up on GT3 quite a bit. 39. Need to do a sub 140. But let's see. We'll have big momentum in this section. We've always been quick in this sector. Send it. Don't get pushed. Don't hit the rocks. There we go. Can't do a cutback, but we can avoid hitting the wall. Pick up the slipstream. Big send. The ref is definitely quick in this track. Kind of make our way through. Because I don't want to replay this. He's coming. Oh lordy, coming. But we did what we need to do. I said we need to go under 140, and that's exactly what we did. Awesome. Just what I needed. Oh, a little dirty, and pretty far back from the rest of the pack, which we should be racing. I just dropped the controller, hopefully didn't break it. Looks like it still works. Probably been streaming for 5 years now. We got the dub though. Alright. One more race in arcade and then we can do licenses. Finally. Hopefully, won't take too long, but licenses can be pretty punishing, so. I don't know how long it will take me to get through licenses. But one more race. Don't think too far ahead. Because now we got one more race. And we'll use an S-Class car. I'm thinking we used an NSX regularly, so let's use, we used the Skyline last, so I think it only makes sense to use the Supra. Yo, is that a Supra? The main car of this game, the Castrol Tom Supra, because why not? As you'd expect, this race would be a bunch of JGTC cars. So, that's what we're going to be racing. But also, a Jaguar XJ220 in here, for some reason. How long have I been streaming? Only about 2 hours. I tried to send it in turn 1, that didn't quite work. There's also a touring car in here, the Mercedes CLK. Don't spin. These cars are a lot easier to lose control of, since we don't have any driver aids on. I don't really watch Super GT. I do know of it though. Jensen Button won it pretty recently. A little bit of grass. But now we got our sights on the Loctite Zexel Super, I think it is. Anyway, these cars can go pretty fast compared to the ones we drove at Trial Mountain. Meow. Whoa. AI just be like, no you don't. But we are in the lead in a Supra. You're a little late, but we still got the license to go through, which are arguably the best part of the game. Isn't Super GT like live streamed on YouTube? Use our downforce. Although that felt more like mechanical grip. This is Gran Turismo 3, as in the title. And I think also the game is shown in the description, like, as a YouTube gaming page. I think Hamilton's going to retire at the end of the year. I'm not so sure on that. If he loses the title, he might, but I feel like he wants to see what the new cars drive like. Whoa, pay attention to the road. Yeah, he won't retire until he gets absolutely demolished. Like, if he narrowly misses out to Verstappen, I don't think he'll retire. If he gets absolutely crushed and, like, falls and crumbles like he did in the last race every time, he might. But Hamilton is kind of going through what Seb was going through in 2018, where he should have the high ground. Hamilton had a free win right there. And if he didn't accidentally switch on brake magic, he would have won the race and gotten a 25-point increase on Verstappen. And instead, he got no points, and Red Bull had the 25-point increase in the constructors. So that was a massive win thrown away. and he also nearly threw away second place. He should have not scored points in Imola, because he would have dropped back to at least 9th, and then I don't think he could have fought for a podium, and then he got bailed out by the red flag. You don't watch F1, but you're an F1 fan. You watch the highlights. You should watch the races. The races are a good time if you catch them live. They are really fun to watch, and it changes your experience from being a social media fan to a legit fan. Final lap. I think Russell's going to replace Bottas, and I actually think, I know this is kind of a knee-jerk reaction, but I think Bottas is going to get fired mid-season. Because Checo is delivering, and Bottas is not. And I'd say in 5 races time, if Bottas is still struggling to pass cars in the lower midfield and struggle with fighting the Alphas and the Williams, then Russell's getting that Mercedes seat. Because Mercedes is losing ground in the Constructors' Championship when they should be winning it. Perez had a slow start to the season, so that was their chance to get a big lead, and they haven't. Do you think Hamilton will run away once Russell joins? I'm not so sure about that. If Russell's like Charles was to Seb, then maybe. I'm not so sure. Anyway, our last arcade race of the first area is won. So, yep. The XT220 predictably fell down. The JHD cars are just too quick. So yeah. Ooh, nice thumbnail. But I think we were already using it for something. Anyway, what did we get for winning Arcade Area A? Nothing. That's actually a lie. So, let me first show you guys. In the clear status, all tracks are green, so now we have a new set of 6 tracks. And we go to just the new set of tracks that are unlocked. It's nice. But if we go... Actually, wait, no. If we go to a road track and take a peek at our cars, we now have a new car unlocked in arcade mode. The Sylvia GT300 car. And I think A-Class will get unlocks at some point too. For now, I think there's nothing. Just the S-Class unlock. Oh, wait, no. There's now a MX-5 that's separate to the LS. This is the NA MX-5 is here in Class C. Yeah, License Suffering is up next. That's what you get for clearing arcade mode. If we go back to simulation mode and check our progress, it goes up to 11%, so that's a huge chunk. And almost 5 hours later, 4.5 hours later, we're only crossing 10%. So there you guys go. That's GT3 for you. And that's the end of this segment. Alright, so I'm going to save the game, and then I have to run to the bathroom again, so sorry, but when you're chugging water, that's just what happens. So I'll be right back, and then we'll do licenses. Alright, we're back. Hopefully that continued off where we left off and didn't just loop the song, but we'll see. Just chugging some water because my voice. My voice is suffering from talking. But so are my thumbs, because we're going to be doing licenses. So, here is part 14 of our playthrough, I think. 13 or 14? I don't know. I'll either be right or wrong. Anyway, we just cleared arcade mode, so we are out of races to do with our current license. So that means we have to get a license. Where do you get that? The license center. So if you're new to Gran Turismo, a staple of the GT series is the license tests, where if you complete a series of license trials and tests, you eventually get a license that allows you to race in higher leagues. And the first license is always the B license. So we have 8 trials with a mix of cars and tracks and tests. So our first test is at the new Wheel 2.0. It's just going to be a simple start-stop, 1,000 meters. It's actually kind of long, but yep, simple, straight line, brake at the right time. I think I missed the shift actually. So let's retry that. Suffering begins. Attempt 1 already choked. And then this is the staple of the first license test. You go long and far, and you waste basically 30 seconds of your life timing 3 shifts. And then you just pray that you hit the right breaking point. So 700. 800. Think. You break. That was bad. Time expired. We ran out of time. These tests are grueling, by the way. But I think now we have a ghost that we're playing against. I can't really tell because I think we're on the same pace. But yes, these tests are very cruel. So, we broke a little too early last time. GT4 has 16 tests, yeah. There's the line. Silver. A little bit better. We're still going to be based. So we actually had a little bit better of a launch, despite redlining it both times. But yes, select toggles to go on and off. And yeah, we're in a pretty good spot. So I'm actually going to turn the ghost off so I can focus on the breaking point. $900. First gold. Absolutely smoked it. There we go. First poggers. We get this epic music, by the way. This is like some of the best things you could hear in life when you get that music. So we'll be based, because we absolutely smoked that. And it will show up in our records as a 34.8 on June 12th. So, first gold. Hooray. Now you can exit. You could analyze your lap, save the replays, save the ghost, but I don't think we really need to do that for B1. B2 is the exact same test, but in a Viper GTS, a much faster car. Yeah, a GT4 license test would need an entire stream of in itself. Because I think there's 80 tests in GT4 total. So this car is much faster. The time goal is 10 seconds faster, and this car is going to reach it so much faster. This car has practically no brakes, so we'll have to brake before 900 meters, I think. 700, 800, and plop. just missing it. But that's a silver. We're still based. This thing rips quickly. We actually got a better launch then, so maybe this could be enough. Way up braking just before 900 is the way to go. Second try. That's how we do it. And there was our ghost. Said to not curve it, and that's all we needed. You guys might get tired of this music from how fast I'm driving, but we are nowhere near done. We still have tests, and it's not all start-stops. This test is annoying. Fiat Coupe, another standing start. Not every test is a standing start, but a lot certainly are. And this one actually gives you a driving line. I think all the B license tests give you a driving line. They can tell you where to start braking and turning, which is helpful for beginners. But with times like this, no beginner is getting a gold. And that's our first off. Fail. This is a front-wheel drive car, so gotta be a little careful. We have no ghost to play against, even on a failed run. Track Mania did that before, it was cool. So this was a bad run, but this will get us on the board. It's actually a 31.3, so not too far. Based. I think this time I will keep the ghost on, so we can kind of have a reference of what not to do. Use all of the track we can, get as much acceleration as we can, and 30.9, not even 31.0 could have been stopping us. There we go. So, I know I can be gloating right now, but little spoiler, I have golded all the tests before in my life. So, I don't think I'm out of my prime yet. I think I've all golded GT3 twice before in my life. I did it on my old save when I was like 17, and I also did it when I was like 19. Every 2 years, basically, I retried these tests. And it's 2021, so there you go. So this is the same test, but in a slightly faster car. This is in a FR car. That's 2000's FR, right? I think it is. But rear-wheel drive car instead of front-wheel drive. Just be careful not to oversteer. Hit the shift. And pray that it's enough. 28. Ah, just missed it. I thought I was actually going to get that first try. But even though I'm fast right now, these tests get a lot harder. And I mean a lot harder. Some of the IA and S tests are some of the most painful, frustrating experiences in all of racing games. So we immediately don't have a better launch. We're like almost a full car length behind the Ghost. I think we can do this with better cornering. Okay, not quite. At least the restarting is pretty quick. Asphalt should have taken notes. We actually get a better launch last time, so then if we repeated the same run, then we could get a gold. I think that should be it. This should be it. 29-0. Let's go. Yeah, Asphalt 9 needs a whole 5-subject notebook to take notes on what to do in a racing game properly. But yes. Virtual Assistant Sam approves. That's based. We are flying through these tests, though, I will say. Not every test is this easy, though. Here comes B5 in a Civic front-wheel drive. This is the middle part of Grand Valley, the middle sector. It's a little bit of a lengthy test. And we're in a front-wheel drive car, so just look to your left, hold down the throttle, a little lift. Even that was too much for the front-wheel drive. That won't be good enough for gold. But let's see what this puts us. 33, 34, yuck. First bronze. And you get this kind of annoying music, like you passed the test, but you didn't really get it. So we gotta improve by 0.6. But considering that run was kind of crappy, I think we can do it. The best Civic. The based Civic. That was a good corner, but is it 0.6 good? Hugging the inside. Let's go. Attempt 2. I love that tune though. Awesome. We are flying through these tests. I thought this would take an hour, but maybe not. But a similar pattern to the other tests, we have to do the same course in a rear-wheel drive car. What else than an MX-5, am I right? Like, the whole point of these tests is trying to teach you how to drive different kinds of cars in different circumstances. How to be fast. That seems good, but I don't know if it's good for gold. Let's find out. Ooh! First try. Literally first try. And we beat it by 1/10 of a second. We are just blazing these tests. Just saying. But you know what? I blame that on driving the Miata for the start of the game. We know how to drive the Miata, how to handle it. Pretty solid first try. Not even a struggle. Test 7 is the second part of Deep Forest, which is this forest section. So yeah, mini spoiler alert, I'm still a quick driver. I'm not the best driver in the world, and I'm not good enough for GT Sport Olympics, but I can do these tests. But this is probably gonna be the first test that's going to clap back at me. And there's some tests like A7, I think IA4, S3, and S6, and S8, and like all the S tests. But those three specifically have been really painful for me in the past. 32, 33,389. So just a 10th off gold. Not a bad first shot though. We had a great launch and then our upshift was just awful. Just don't go off track, but use as much of the track as we can. And just take the same route, just maybe go a little bit more deep on the cornering intensity. That's not going to be enough, I don't think. Nope. Just a little bit more. Let's not choke the upshift. We got a better upshift than last time. I wonder why that is with this car. If I just had a really bad upshift because of the good launch, or just I timed it too early. Ooh, good corner. Hook it right. Ooh, that's bad. That's bad, that's bad, that's bad. Oh, 4 thousandths off. I choked that one. See some HDR treatment. Oh, we know we're base for this one. Bad upshift. But all I need to do is just drive the same as the last run without bonking the wall. But so far, kind of slow. Don't bonk. And not enough. That was an excellent launch and not a bad upshift. I'm missing Seb at his prime, me too. But I don't think Seb's done yet. He's still quick. You don't forget how to drive a race car. Mario Andretti was racing in his 50s and almost won the Indy 500. This should be it. This should be it. Yep, this is gonna be it. Let's go. 33-0. We're gonna be based. Back to based. B8. Now, mini spoiler, this is the worst one of the whole license in terms of difficulty. This test is painful. It's also the longest one. And it's also the fastest one. Actually, no, the Viper is the fastest one. In terms of what car you drive, but this is the longest test in the license. At only 40 seconds, you drive the middle sector of Trial Mountain. And your goal is to just not hit the rocks. Carry as much speed as you can through this section. This is the test that Ted tells you, hey, this is gonna get real. Gotta hook it to the left, hit the slide, don't touch the wall, and then pray that you had enough speed throughout the rest of the section. But this is a hard test. 42. Ooh, just missed it. So, that seemed like a good run, but it's not. So, we gotta keep grinding. We are flying through this test, though. The rock turn is basically all I need to work on. Ooh, I hesitated there and I lost some time. And that's gonna go too wide, and that's a bonk, that's a fail. I was lucky. Hold. That's a wall tap, but I'm behind, and behind wasn't gold. Willie's team principal, yes, fired. But yes. Looked like it was a pretty simple improvement considering I got a 43-0 kind of quickly. But it's not easy to try and extract more pace. Mistakes start to happen when you're desperate. Now, I don't know from the VOD if I should include the failed attempts or the best one. The gold one. But since this is a little bit of a short grind, I think we can include the whole session. This test might be it though. Yeah, sim racing, I want to get a real set. It's expensive, but I've tried some of the higher end rigs and they're really nice. I only have a Logitech G29 at home, and I really like it, but by modern standards, there could be more on the table. Good first turn. How did I time this so well in my first try? Like, if I held this but did the exact same run as my best run, my first try, we'd have gold. Not clipping the curb there. As much as the track as we need, and pray this is enough. Is it a 43? Ho ho! Ho! Just barely. Just 100th of a second in it. But that's gold. So that is all golds. And how many attempts did that take? Only two completed attempts, but like 10 maybe? Anyway, when you complete all licenses, you get this cool screen where they just kind of just slap a license on the table. Just like, here you go, kid, take the license. But it's a B license, you can use it to race. And as a bonus, since we got all gold, so there's more to it, we get a prize car. So for completing all gold in the B license, we get another MX-5. As if we didn't already have enough MX-5s. But we take the license, and yeah, the license school told us don't come back. Take a Miata. I wish it worked like that, where you got a license and they just gave you a Miata. And naturally, next up would be to do the A license, not IA. If I do it IA, it tells you have to do the IB first, so we can't go straight to the S license sadly. But I think we... Hold up. Was that a certain car, an A license? Nah, it was an Evo 4. For now, I think we have a lot on our plate now. We can do all the B license races, so that'll be pretty fun. Here's a prize car, a Mazda MX-5 LS. We sold the yellow one from earlier, but now we have a fast one. Mariner Blue. 160 horsepower, which is pretty good. So, we didn't use any card to beat it, so all we needed. Just peeking at the Acura because only worth 7,500 credits. I thought it was worth a lot more. Oh well. Game status, 13.1%, and now we finally have a license B acquired. So, there we go. That is pretty good. 80% win ratio. Pretty good indeed. And that is the end of the segment. Next time we will be racing in B-class races. So, save that game. That took a lot shorter than I was expecting. But, let's see. We're gonna pause right there. And let's try to save it. Tried to save the split. I don't know what happens, but we have that on screen. So, it's some great races, but just to kind of preview what's to come, since we're at the end of the stream. I'll end the stream in like a couple minutes, but we'll just show you guys what is on our agenda now, because now we have a lot of races that we can do. I won't do these right now. This is outside the playthrough. But we have the 80s Car Cup, which we'll probably do first. That would be the MX-5, the Shine. NA and Turbo races, these are staples. Tourist Trophy, this is where the poverty really starts to crunch us. We need to buy an Audi TT, we need to buy a Mercedes, we need to buy an Altezza, and we need to buy a Beetle. Gran Turismo Championship can wait till we get an A license, but these 4 races are gonna really drain us. And I mean really drain us. Like, in this race you can only use the Audi TT. And this, you can only use the Mercedes cars. And notice test course is there, so that's just great. Just to kind of show you guys, yeah, poverty spec. Just to kind of show you guys what is incoming. A $46,000 Audi TT that we currently can't afford. Once we buy that and paying through that, there is a minimum $55,000 Mercedes SLK. Otherwise, you have to buy even faster stuff. Volkswagen. Beetle's only 15 grand, but if you want to be quick, you need the RSI for 70 grand. Unless I heavily upgrade this thing. Might look into that if it's cheaper, but this might be just a better investment. And then finally, if we want to be cheap, you get a Lexus IS for 20 grand. So, just going to do some quick math on my phone. That would be, what, 46,000 plus 70,000 plus 56,000, I'm just rounding, plus 20,000. We need 192,000 credits just to get through that. We don't need to dump real money, but we gotta be careful with our thinking. And I don't think we can get 150 grand just from that. And then on top of that, let me double check. Amateur League also has, I think, B-class races. So A, but then here, Type R meeting. This has the NSX in it though. So our Civic would need upgrades. And then the Evolution meeting part 2. We do have our Lancer, but we need to upgrade it. And then, I don't know what to tell you about this. Like, without sequence breaking, this is going to be tough. This is just the price of just buying the cars, not even upgrading it. For the beginner races, we probably wouldn't need upgrades, except for Beetle. There's test course for the Beetle Cup. Yuck. Which, yeah. Let me just calculate prize money real quick. 2,500 a race there. 5,000 a race there. This is sad. 5,000 races. That's like 37,500 in these 3 races. We'll be able to afford a TT, which this will get us 5,000 per win. So I'm assuming 10,000 is the prize. So 35,000 there. Legend of Silver Arrow is only 3 single races worth 30 grand. Alteza race, 1,000? Really? God, that's gotta be a cheap series. And then the Beetle Cup is another championship, 5,000. Probably another 35,000. It's gonna be tough. But that's a problem for another stream. I think we made good progress. Some other things to consider about timing. There are 2 sections. The rally event, which is entirely separate. It has its own license. And all the prize cars are rally cars, and all the races are with rally cars. And the endurance races, we can do these later on. But I gotta figure out a way to space those. Issue is, in terms of money grinding, there's not that many good things to do. But, like I mentioned, we're just gonna save one more time in case I forgot. I don't think we forgot though. But that's a problem for next week. So hopefully you guys all enjoyed that stream. I certainly did. It was a really fun time. And yeah, thank you guys all for watching. Enjoy Fearum Stream if you're already watching it. Enjoy the YouTube VODs that will come for the next 2 weeks. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.